Okay, so I have seen a bunch of videos on how to do hue shifts, and obviously, yes, those videos are absolutely correct. However, I feel like a lot of them are very complicated, so if you didn't understand any of them, well, this video is for you, because I struggled to understand what the fuck was going on too. I feel like I'm gonna have to bleep that. Regardless, let me show you how to do hue shift. Simple and easy, and I'm using Payomi for this example, but this should work with any other shader that has a hue shift option as well. Alright, so the very first thing you're gonna have to do is find the material that you want to hue shift. Now for this example, I'm gonna just be using the body base. So this is the material for my body base. I clicked on the mesh, and this is my material right here, so I'm gonna click on it. I already have the folder open, but you know, if you don't know where your material is, this is what you can do. All right, now, so you're gonna wanna click on the main drop down, and then click on color adjust, enable color adjust, and then click the drop down. You're gonna see hue replace, hue shift, etc, etc. Now hover over the hue shift, right click, and animate when locked. And then we have make sure that hue replace is enabled. All right, I'm gonna make a little animation. So this is basically the same way you would set up a animation for material swaps. If you don't know how to do that, don't worry, I'll be showing that later on in the video too. All right, so in your folder where you want your animation to be, right click, create, and then look for animation down here. Name the animation. I'm gonna name this hue shift, because, well, I'm not really doing anything with this. This is not an avatar, this is just a random base. I imported it to Unity. All right, so we have this. I'm gonna pull this onto my avatar, which is going to create a FX controller, but don't worry about that. If it doesn't already have an FX controller right here. All right, so we are gonna click on the TVF Foundry base because this is my avatar per se. You just have to click on your avatar in the hierarchy. Then you're gonna see here a bunch of animations, either that or just one, depending on whether or not you or the creator of the avatar has already pulled animations onto your avatar. Just make sure that the hue shift is selected, and then scroll here a little bit. And this is important. When you're doing hue shift, it is important that you actually click the mesh and you do the hue shift like that, and you don't go into your folder and click on the material in the folder. You have to do it by clicking on the mesh, otherwise it's not going to work, all right? So I clicked on my mesh, and then at the very bottom there should be all of the materials attached to this mesh, and I'm gonna click the little drop down, I'm gonna scroll down, and here I see my hue shift, right? So I'm gonna start recording by clicking on this red little button, okay? I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pull it up just a little bit and pull it to 0. And then I'm gonna go up to, let's say, I think I'm gonna go to 25 with this. So I'm gonna go and pull this to 25, and then I'm gonna take this and pull it to all the way to the right, to 100, I guess, or to 1 in this case. And as you can see, now the body has hue shift. So you've created your animation now. However, now you have to actually set up the toggle for it. Now this avatar is not set up, but I will do so now. So, you know, I can continue and show you how to set up the animation. All right, so I've set up the avatar. So what you're gonna wanna do is find your FX controller. If you don't know where your FX controller is, once again, click on your avatar in the hierarchy and then scroll down until you see playable layers, and there you should see FX, and click on FX and it should bring you to your FX layer. Then double click that and you'll be seeing this. Here, what you're gonna wanna do is go to parameters, from layers into parameters, and to add a float. And we're gonna call that float hue shift, or whatever you want to name it. And then we're gonna go into layers, we're gonna add a new layer, and we're gonna name that hue shift. And in this Hueshift layer, you're going to pull in your animation. You're then going to click on the animation, turn on motion time, and make sure that Hueshift in the little drop down is selected. Now you're going to go to your parameters right here. I have my parameters right here, and we're going to do add, and we're going to make sure that it is set to float under type, set to 0 under default. If you want it, make sure that you have synced on, by the way. And if you want it to be saved, then like, okay, so let's say you change your skin color or whatever, and then you change out the avatar and check back into the avatar, and if you want that to be saved and still be the same color, then you have to click on saved. Now, here in the name, we gotta make sure that this name and this name are the exact same, otherwise they cannot connect, they cannot talk to each other. So you need to have the exact same spelling. Why did I say it like that? The exact same spelling, the exact same capitals, any spaces you put in there needs to be exact same. I'm gonna do Hueshift, and I have a little plugin, and as you can see, the parameter is synced now. All right, now this is my menu. I'm gonna add a control, and this is going to be my Hueshift. Whatever menu you want this to be in, you're gonna click on and add a new control. And then under type, you're gonna set it to radial puppet. And do not touch the parameter at all, you're gonna break it. Just do parameter rotation, drop down to Hueshift, and there you go. Now if you go into play mode and you look at it, you will have a Hueshift control for whatever you set it up for. One other thing that I want to mention is that if you set your Hueshift to 100 and then you try to turn it back down and it doesn't work, go to your Hueshift animation and make sure that loop time is disabled, okay? Make sure it's disabled. All right, well, let's actually look at this animation now. So I'm going to go into play mode, and I'm going to be looking at my toggles with Gesture Manager. Well, let's go over here, and the only thing in here should be my Hueshift, and as you can see, it works perfectly fine. And that is how you make Hueshift. You're welcome.